So what's your name and why are you doing YouTube?
So the name I chose is SP Builds after thorough thought process over everything else that I chose. I just think it would be a little bit easier to incorporate my name, and started doing YouTube because, I mean, why not? I have kind of have like an overwhelming amount of content, and I luckily met some guys that were willing to do it with me. I've wanted to do it for years, but it's easier said than done. As you can see, the videography that we're kind of putting out, it's not average. And when I was going through it, the biggest thing was finding someone that could bring you my face and clarity and cool snippet clips and really good B-roll stuff. So I found some guys.
Heck yeah.
3 weeks later, here we are.
That's right.
It's crazy how like this all just
Literally,
happened.
I think it's been 3 weeks. I don't even think it's been 3 weeks.
It hasn't.
Yeah.
I just came over here trying to find a car to buy.
literally.
So what are some of the plans for the channel?
Well, the reason it's not just automotive stuff is because I'm gonna have like other like not car stuff as well, probably on the channel. I have a boat that I'm gonna do. I've never owned a boat before, so I bought a nice boat. It's a project, and it needs a lot of work, but I can do it myself. It's kind of weird how well my talents are kind of acclimated to marine stuff. So I'm definitely doing a boat. We're definitely gonna have a garage. We're gonna do my garage build because I'm doing an extension on my shop that's been ongoing for like 4 years.
Yeah.
I've been trying to make it happen, so that's gonna definitely take place soon. That's happening soon. So
How did you get into the whole car business and doing this car stuff?
probably like 14, skateboarding with my friends, and friend's dad was like into working on stuff, and from there I kind of built a kind of knowledge on like what I liked, which was Japanese stuff. Primarily like always have loved 240s and Supras, Skylines. That was like my thing.
Big Japanese guy.
Yeah.
What was your first car?
Kind of had like 3. My first car I bought was a 95 M3.
E36?
Yeah. My first car I bought was a 95 BMW M3 the day I turned 18. I had a Toyota Camry that my parents essentially had sitting at the house waiting for essentially me to drive it.
Yep.
And then my brother had a 95 240, an S2000 and an M3. So I guess my brother was a big part of like getting me more into it. SP Builds.
SP Builds.
SP Builds. SP Builds.
Yep.
SP Builds. It's so weird because I've said so many different names.
Right.
SP Builds. So it's a 1988 911. It's backdated to look like a long nose car. My nickname for the car is essentially an RSR because the drivetrain in it is actually, it's got the factory 88 trans, which is the G50, but then I have the motor out of a 99 Carrera. So this is essentially the biggest air-cooled, non-turbo motor produced. She should be around 400 horsepower when she's on the road. She's got full track prep suspension. This thing has been on Road Atlanta quite a bit, and essentially my biggest problem with the car when I bought it is the hardware they used was not up to par of what this car should have on it. So I stripped it down to essentially nothing. Every single bolt, screw, fastener, whatever, it's all been removed. I'm gonna redo everything in nice, clean, zinc-plated hardware. I'm gonna redo the interior. This car never had carpet in it, but I'm gonna go back with carpet. The racing seats in it, they're a set of Corbos. I don't think those are good enough for this, so I'm probably gonna go back with a set of carbon brides or a set of Recaros. Essentially, the only thing I'm going to be keeping on the car is the suspension and the drivetrain. This car was not this color. This is Carrera Super White, so it's off one of the newer 911s. The red I went with is actually an industrial coating made just for metal. I do have to essentially retouch up and redo the whole roll cage everywhere. It just didn't turn out the best when we sprayed it. I don't know how people spray roll cages, but I was not happy with the finish, so I'm actually going to sand it down and brush paint it and make sure I just have like a nice clean coat. I was even worried about doing that, but I've done some test areas and it came out really good for what it was. And I think it's going to look a lot better when I at least just do that. I'm also worried about overspray, trying to respray the red when everything else got done. So that's going to be one of the biggest projects, so to say, to really finish the car, is just to make sure the roll cage is up to par and looks like it belongs in this car. This car started off as a 88 911. It was sold to me by a personal friend who started a business and, essentially sold me the car in hopes of me keeping it, which I am. It's never going anywhere. I've had the car now for probably 3 years, and I've just kind of taken my time with it to kind of get it to where it's at now. Life hits everybody in different ways, and I've just been busy with other projects and other business ventures and stuff, so to say. And really, this is one of the main cars that really kind of gave me the idea to start doing the YouTube stuff. Very seldom, you see a lot of different cars being built and people doing all sorts of stuff to them, but I feel like this car here and what it portrays is actually the best of, an OEM finish, yet also having the certain modifications that not only the enthusiasts will love, but basically everyone else will love too, which is actually almost like a double negative in some ways, but I feel like this car really does that. So that was our first edit YouTube take. Again, give it up to the guys behind the camera. They did a astounding job. I'm really blown away with what these guys did. I really feel like I found like a genuine match as far as who to work with. They understand the assignment, and I think they blew it out of the water. So this is only the first one. I can only imagine it's gonna get better. Honestly, there's so much to come. You know, I know it's just the first episode, and you guys kind of saw little bits and pieces and stuff like that. You know, as far as like, you know, anything of what's to come, I have another car. It's a 1986 Corolla hatch GTS, and I think that's gonna be the next one that makes like an appearance, so to say. It is kind of along the road, but it's a, you know, it's a personal car of mine that has been kind of put on the back burner for a while. So we'll throw that up, and that'll be one of the next builds. So you got something you can expect to see here in the upcoming weeks.
Sweet. Yeah, I really appreciate that, Sean. But so how often are we planning to post?
At least once a week for now, but then of course the goal is twice a week.
Yeah.
Any routine schedule. Hope you like that little snippet of what's to come. Please like, subscribe, comment, thumbs up, show any love, support. I really appreciate it. It's really going to kind of help keep me motivated to keep moving forward. I'm just starting off in this YouTube thing, so any little bit helps. So yeah, appreciate you guys tuning in, and catch you next time.
Dude.